As Al, first talk about 30 projects started and finished within the calendar year. Is that an ambitious number, or is that kind of a number that you guys normally strive for?
Well, we hope it's 50. We hope we get to 50. I mean, frankly, we'll take the dollars that are allocated annually and prioritize projects, and that's what we'll get accomplished this year. This year, probably the highlights there's a couple of them behind me. Pavilions. The main thing we did this year is just really did a lot of resurfacing of roads, pathways, paths through the parks, but we have probably $1 million to $2 million in backlog and just resurfacing. So that's why getting approximately $450,000 next year as part of the $3 million commitment will really put a dent in that. Next year we hope that we'll upgrade the Follinger Theater, and while the theater is probably one of the more mainstays in the community, we still have to maintain it. It sustains itself from an operating standpoint, but we do have to do maintenance, so we'll paint it next year. We'll do a lot more resurfacing in some of our major parks. We'll get a big hit with our tree canopy. We got hit this year significantly with the storm, and then we've lost trees to the emerald ash borer. We'll double what we plant next year, so we hope to possibly plant 2,000 to 3,000 trees next year. A lot of the other things are just normal maintenance. Like fixing roofs, fixing toilets. Nothing real sexy, but really the administration, the mayors, has really stepped forward to really help us out. Because so on behalf of the park board, we're very appreciative of that.
One of the things you said, you don't want to focus on one area. You want to kind of spread the projects around. Kind of touch on that.
Well, we always prioritize throughout the city. And the first thing we do is we actually assess every venue, everything we have every year, and rate it like 1 to 5. So the first thing we'll always do, anything rated a 5, which would be a safety issue, we take care of that. If it's all in one park, that's where we'll take care of it first. Beyond that, we start prioritizing around the city, because you do have citizens that are actually paying for, have 86 parks, plus you have golf courses and swimming pools and a theater and a conservatory and a variety of things. So we try to spread it around. Sometimes you may have a major capital project that might be lodged in one place, like Boundless Playground out east, or the McMillan Center last year when we did that. But typically we spread the dollars that are allocated throughout the city, and at the same time focusing on safety, and also just keeping the parks looking well and keeping them running and keeping the citizens happy, because we want them outside using them.
Going from a $2 million to $3 million commitment, what additional things are you kind of hoping to get done with that extra million?
Well, one of the things the mayor really focused in on, he wanted to make sure the parks were safe. And so when we went and made a case to him, he said, first and foremost, make sure the parks are safe. And so we decided to put a few more dollars in, primarily in pathways, making sure the canopies are straightened up, making sure all the equipment that we have, we monitor it pretty closely, but there's an emphasis on safety, and that was first and foremost. And it'll take another $500,000 plus just to bring things up to speed. Nothing's dangerous, nobody's going to go out there, but you want to continue to bring everything up to grade. Our team does a great job of doing that, but it does take dollars, and believe me, the park board and the department really appreciate it.
So what are the things that still need to be, are there anything that still needs to be completed for 2015, and then what's on the top of the agenda for 2016?
Well, we'll be going to the park board this week, and then the city council later on in the month to get the approved bids for the Franklin School project on St. Mary's. That we've committed to the first phase. The mayor committed $700,000, which we've already funded, to get that first phase done to open up next spring with a splash pad and pathways. As far as Follinger Theater will be upgraded, surfaces will be upgraded. We'll add 1 or 2 new playgrounds. We really haven't identified where they'll be, but that's pretty much the highlights next year. And we'll be committing $200,000 to Headwaters Park as part of their Plaza project.